Hello, my name is Erica Fitzpatrick, and I completed my distance learning program in 2017 to obtain my master's in international development with a concentration in conflict security and development. My dissertation was on reconciliation after conflict, looking at local justice systems and the reintegration of ex-combatants in the Democratic Republic of the Congo, or the DRC. As I was already living and working in the humanitarian field in Rwanda for 5 years at the time of my research, which is right next door to the Congo, I had the advantage of understanding the local culture, the history, and the politics of the region. While I was familiar with Rwanda, I have always been fascinated by the complex situation in the DRC. Therefore, I decided to do my research in the city of Goma of eastern DRC, which borders Rwanda, to understand the experiences of ex-combatants of disarmament, demobilization, and reintegration programs, or DDR. My research explored the possibility of promoting a bottom-up local justice system to complement DDR programs, which would encourage ex-combatants to return to their communities in a sustainable manner, and for such communities to be open to receiving and forgiving them. I examined the experiences of both former Congolese combatants who demobilized from different militias and at present live in Goma, and members of civil society who have been involved with DDR programs in the DRC. Although I consider myself well prepared for my research based on my experiences in the region, I had no direct contacts to civil society members or to ex-combatants in Goma. I was also very aware of the political challenges I would encounter while in the field, such as ensuring my safety and obtaining access to the territory and participants. I was a female interviewing male combatants, known for committing potentially violent crimes against females. I felt anxious thinking about what it would be like speaking with them. This made me focus more on the preparation of these fieldwork encounters, including how to identify and contact potential participants, where to interview them, how to ensure my safety, but also how to create an environment where interviewees would feel comfortable to talk about their experiences. I used a qualitative analysis to survey participants. As the topic of this dissertation was sensitive and complex, I chose to conduct face-to-face interviews in order to allow them to articulate their thoughts and communicate their views. However, if the interview questions were to focus on the crimes committed and potential feelings of guilt, participants could have felt classified as common criminals. In order to mitigate this risk, the interview questions did not request for a detailed account of crimes committed and kept the questions relatively general for this reason. We met in private places so as to not stigmatize them and left room to ask questions. It was also necessary to thoroughly explain to the ex-combatants the purpose of the research, as they were initially skeptical and worried that they would be identified for their actions committed during their time in the militias. Once the interview questions were read to them ahead of the voice-recorded interview and the promise of anonymity was conveyed, the participants felt more comfortable. A very interesting interview took place in my research assistant's uncle's house with 3 ex-combatants. Initially, I felt intimidated by being in the presence of 3 of them for the first time. However, after hearing their stories, I became empathetic to their struggles. They told of actions they regret, such as robbing from the community to eat and survive, as they were seldom paid on time, if at all. The group dynamic in this case really helped the participants to open and express their frustrations with the system in general, and with DDR programs in particular. I was made to understand through their point of views that they are also victims in conflict due to a variety of reasons. They were either forcibly recruited or pressured into joining the militias and have expressed feelings of helplessness when they had to carry out commands or risk being severely punished. Additionally, when the combatants finally leave the bush to return to society, not only are they immediately stigmatized and feared by the community, but the programs designed to assist them are weak, often due to a lack of political will and corruption by government officials, by not being accountable and therefore not delivering proper packages promised to ex-combatants to help with their sustainable reintegration. Overall, the consensus is that DDR is an essential tool for peace building. The participants interviewed have expressed the importance of DDR by giving ex-combatants the option to demobilize, returning them to society, providing vocational training as an alternative livelihood, and thus helping them to overcome their reputations. However, there is a need to improve the program to ensure commitments of DDR are fulfilled and that the host community receiving ex-combatants are also taken care of. The participants agreed that it would be beneficial to extend vocational training and employment opportunities to members of the community to ensure that they can improve their conditions and to avoid resenting ex-combatants for benefiting from the system while they continue to suffer. However, transitional justice must also be considered to ensure deeper issues are addressed and thus contribute to sustainable reintegration. The ex-combatants have expressed wanting to be forgiven and being transparent with the community. Although there is distrust from citizens in the official structures in DRC, there is a strong sense of trust towards local leaders. DDR has recognized their importance by helping sensitize the ex-combatants to give up their weapons and return to society, but their assistance needs to be used more in helping to officially sensitize community members, perhaps support with establishing a forum for ex-combatants to express their regrets, monitor their behavior in their community, and assist with localized courts to address cases that might arise between ex-combatants and community members after reintegration. Therefore, DDR should build on existing local structures to ensure both sides are attended to in reconciliation initiatives so that the victims on both sides can have their needs addressed and begin the healing process. Thank you.